Mm. Just when you think the NFL offseason is stopping as far as free agency, it just happens. It keeps happening. What are we doing? Who's in charge? You never know what's happening. Holy crap. Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins, yes, they gave up every single pick in every single draft, which I probably would have too. But it's going to be interesting this year with Waddle and Tyreek, Gesicki. They have some good running backs. I think it's going to be Chase Edmonds was not there wasn't a lot of credit given to him. He was the running back for the Cards, who's a receiving back. He is nails. He's going to the Dolphins. They have a good squad. Yes, Tua's Tua, but
I am so confused with what the Dolphins are doing right now. They gave
beautiful.
up every pick they have for this year and next year to get Tyreek Hill. And look, I know what Tyreek Hill is. I mean, the guy's a freaking animal. He's a stud. I mean, he takes the top off. But to give up when you have to say no offensive line is actually like an upgrade. But you have a good defense, you have zero offensive line, and you have a quarterback that a lot of people are doubting can even get the ball to this guy you gave up every pick for the next 2 years for.
Can I just say I'm a Dolphins fan? I love the new head coach. He's just quirky as can be. He was with Kyle Shanahan. I'll tell you what. We think Deebo Samuel's good, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have Tyreek, who's a former running back in the past. He's going to be doing some of that stuff too. Now, is he as big as? No. But
he can't do what Deebo does.
Bro, you wait and see. Some of the stuff he did at KC on jet sweeps and stuff, it was just like pretend land. Like what he was doing was crazy. I think I will say this. Yes, he's going to help a ton, but I think Kansas City is going to be, they're still going to be a great team, right? But I think you're going to see.
They're still winning the AFC West, I believe.
I do not. But
a problem.
I think they make the playoffs. I can't say I think they're winning.
But see, the difference is the Chiefs have a real coach.
They do, but like
the Raiders don't.
Josh McDaniels, I played for him.
He's a clown.
Absolute nails.
He's a clown.
How many years did you play for Josh McDaniels?
0. And I'm thankful for all those years that I didn't play.
The thing that's crazy is if you were under Josh, we would be worried. Cammie would have to be worried that you were going to leave her for him. We don't want that. So I'm thankful. I didn't want it to break anything up that you guys got going on, obviously, with your children and your relationship. That would have been bad. That'd be weird. It's not something I encourage. But Josh McDaniels would have been your type of guy.
Well, I'm gonna throw something out there, and this isn't critical of McDaniels. I am not sold on Derek Carr. I'm honestly not. I never have been. Never been super sold on the guy.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders are making some huge splash moves where they're going all in to make this happen. But, I grew up a huge Raiders fan.
Yeah.
And when I started watching football, honestly, it was like the last great time to be a Raiders fan. In the late 90s and early 2000s, when the Raiders were steamrolling everybody, it was awesome. Since then, they haven't done anything. So the Raiders have now become my Cleveland Browns. When I said this years ago, when they hired Bill Callahan as their O-line coach, automatically you would think I would jump onto the Browns train, and I wouldn't do it because the Browns have to earn my respect. The Raiders are in the same boat. Now, I know the Raiders don't give a fuck about who I am, so they don't have to earn shit. But I'm just saying, for me to be a fan of them and believe that they can topple the Chiefs, They got to go earn that. And I'm not going to hand it to them because they just got Josh from New England, and they just brought in Khalil Mack and the guy Chandler Jones and Devontae Adams. I mean, yeah, all great pickups. But you know what? They've had great players in the past and did absolutely nothing. So when they show me that they're worth me going, all right, there's something here.
Yeah,
but
I think
me, they aren't that yet.
So I actually really like Derek Carr, and I do think he's really good. I think he's played under Jack Del Rio. Nothing against Jack, defensive coach. He did play under Gruden, and did he do good under Gruden? Yes. And then he got the playoffs basically taken away from him. And I think he was under Dennis Allen, not an offensive coach. Or was it Sperano? I mean, so like I'm just like, well, I'm just saying,
Sperano's an offensive coach.
Yes, but like
it's just the equivalent of me calling plays.
And he was a great coach. But what I'm saying is, I don't think he's really had a staff. And when he did, they didn't allow him to play under the staff under Gruden. Like, I really think things would have been even. They made the playoffs with a dumpster fire and no talent around them. They just didn't, because their talent is, I hate to say it, but he's in trouble with the law, right? That Henry Ruggs. The thing is, now you have Josh McDaniels, who I was fortunate to play under, who will get the ball to people. And not only does he have that, now he has Devontae Adams. How much better is Hunter Renfrow, who had over 100 catches this year, with a Devontae Adams? How much better is a Darren Waller this year with a Devontae Adams? How much better is a Hunter Renfrow with the Devontae Adams and a Darren Waller?
Yeah.
So
dude, I'm not arguing any of that. I agree with you. But to me, the AFC West is still the Chiefs to lose.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and it will be until somebody proves to me. We got Russell Wilson in Denver now. We don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe he could be the missing link to that place.
I think he will help. You're right. I do.
But I can't bank on it. I can't bank on the Raiders. I can't bank on the Chargers. I can't bank on the Broncos. It's the Chiefs to lose because the Chiefs have earned that.
It's going to be hard. They've earned it when they had Tyreek Hill. They're Tyreek Hillish or Hillless. And the thing is, I'm thinking of it, that changes the Travis Kelce matchup. He's going to be the number one guy they're trying to stop now. So who's their guy then? Who's their receiver? Hardman? Or who's their go-to? I'm saying who's
well, I don't know. They just got 75 picks in the draft, so let's see if they can
now
go find something.
But I'm not banking on that in the for this year. Yes, it will help in the years later, but it's hard to say. Now I think they got a good line. They've been
improving that a lot.
But
I'm just saying, Andy Reid has been running roughshod over that division for the last 8 years or whatever. So,
but they've had it.
Can we give the guy the respect?
But he's had Tyreek Hill. You have a cheat code. It's the cheatiest cheat code. It's not even.
He had all the cheat codes. He's got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, who's a cheat code. You got Travis Kelce at tight end, who's a cheat code.
So no, he's a cheat code also because of Tyreek Hill, what he does to offense. The thing with an offense, if you ask any skill player, if you have a Tyreek Hill, it's game over because you're singled. Because they're not singling Tyreek Hill. And if they do, they lose. So that's where I'm kind of like.
Well, they lose anyway because they double him. Then Travis Kelce's open. They double Kelce. Then Tyreek is open.
Yes. So if you double,
they're going to go find somebody. They're bringing in other guys, and they have 75 draft picks from this.
But there's no one that's a Tyreek Hill, is what I'm saying.
The reason I think the Chiefs are geniuses with all this is they're doing the Patriot thing here. Is they're taking a guy that they've built,
but they're not the Patriots.
And no, they aren't. They aren't that. But they're doing the Patriot thing where they got a young guy.
They should have stuck with the Chief way,
where he goes off and he's a superstar in this league. And Tyreek Hill is a very specific type of player. He's a speedster. He's a small speedster. He's not taking big old hits because he's a big bruiser body. His whole game is we're flying. And now he's going into year 8. As soon as those wheels start to slow down a little bit, I'm not saying they have, but this last season, Tyreek Hill earlier in the year was dealing with hammies, was dealing with calves, because in that game,
but he had 111 catches for 1239 and 9 tutties.
Yeah, I know. He's a stud. I give him that. But I believe they're dealing him at the perfect time because he has enough in the tank for 1, maybe 2 more years to keep doing what he's doing.
I think
and then the wheels
4.
are falling off because he can't sustain that speed over 15 years in the league. He's going into year 8 doing that.
Oh, I thought it was, or is it 7? I think it's 7.
Maybe it's 7. I don't know.
Either way, it's close. But the thing is,
either way, he's on the cusp of like, it's not too much more before shit starts blowing when he jumps off the line.
But
and a hammy rips out of his butt.
I think something would, like, you would know, like, for instance, that touchdown he had against the Bills in the playoffs, he ran away from people like he was running a 3.940. I've never seen anything like it. It was like a fake world. Like it just, and that was last year in year 6 or 7 or whatever it was. I think it hurts the Chiefs maybe even more than it helps the Dolphins. And I think it's going to help the Dolphins a lot. I'm coming from a skill players. I'm coming from a matchup, yes. Is it smart to get tons of draft picks? For sure. And they have cap room, but I'm just saying, like, everything that Patrick Mahomes has done, because this show has talked highly on Patrick Mahomes. He's never not had Tyreek. So it'll just be interesting. That to me is going to be incredibly interesting. Do I think he's still going to have a successful year? Sure. But I'm just saying, like, I'm also waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. Obviously, splash trade. And I just, my personal belief is that the Chiefs made out like a bandit in this deal.
They did, draft pick wise, future wise.
They got 5 picks for him, right?
Yeah,
and four of the 5 picks are like real picks. They aren't like, we're getting a 6th and 7th. It's like first round, second round, third round of this, or first, second, fourth of this year, and then next year is like 3rd and 5th or 3rd and 6th. So like 4 of the 5 picks are real picks, real contributor picks.
So it's a 1st, 2nd, and then a 4th, 4th, 6th.
Yeah, 1st, 2nd, 4th, 4th, 6th. Yeah. So
the 1st and 2nd, if I'm Miami, I'd give up the 1st and 2nd for him. He's such a,
and
like,
also 2 4ths. The 6th, look, I was 6. 6 doesn't mean dickhole. It means nothing.
4th can mean something.
4ths are big.
But it can also mean nothing but I think they'll do some good with it, because
if you're Jacksonville, 4ths mean nothing. Actually, but when you're the Chiefs, Chiefs, 4th
if you're
means
Jacksonville,
something.
1st rounders don't mean anything.
Yeah, true.
If you're Jacksonville, really good free agent signings don't mean anything. You were talking earlier about who's becoming the Browns. The Jacksonville Jaguars. No. Yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars are the old Browns, like 5 years ago Browns.
This is how I separate Jacksonville from the whole mix.
They're
the Browns at one point were a respectable organization, and they almost got back to almost respectable, and they were an absolute dumpster fire in between. Jacksonville started as respectable and have never even scratched the surface of being back in that realm of conversation ever again.
I honestly feel Would they win the national title in college? Yes, without a doubt. That's never been a question. It's just been the first team that you're like, man, you're not winning by 10 touchdowns. You're winning by like 5. Like, that's how bad you are. Like,
You know what's crazy is
I'm hoping Doug Peterson turns them around. It's scary. Jacksonville.
We watch Jacksonville play and we're just like, oh my God, this is so bad. And then you watch college football when you watch an Alabama
Yeah, I know.
or Georgia play, and you start to think like, wow, like all these things the media talks about, could the best college team beat the worst NFL team? And when you watch Jacksonville, it becomes real.
Well, because they're not an NFL team.
Because before, when they would make that comparison to the Browns, I could easily say, no, zero chance. The Browns are taking it. But when I watch Jacksonville, there's just something about it that's like, I don't even know if Jacksonville's a real team in any level.
They would definitely win, but it's one of those things. We're just trying to let everyone know how bad they are. And we're hoping Doug Peterson changes it around, because it's not fun to have 31 NFL teams in a college team.
Let's say it's a 10-game series, Alabama and Jacksonville.
Yeah. I want to say Alabama could. They would. I'd take.
You're saying Jacksonville wins more, but by how much?
I'd say it's 10 out of 10.
You think Jacksonville beats Alabama 10 out of 10?
100%. And I don't think. I think they might make it to where it's like a 15-point game one of the time, maybe.
If you were telling me it was against the Browns, I would say the Browns win
14 times out of 10.
9 out of 10.
They win 10 out of 10 easy, bro. You've played with Alabama people too. Their best players, they get into the league and you're like, this guy's not very good.
Yeah, I know that.
So like, if you have guys that like come in for their best players come in and they can't play on an NFL team, that's where I draw the line. I'm just saying, and up front, I don't care. Alabama offensive line will get killed. I've played with that. Like, I don't want to name names, but like their tackles are getting beat like a drum. Like the defensive ends will just eat people. Yeah. The D tackles at the end of the day, they might be able to do a few times where they kind of get run blocking, but it's just such a different level. It
is. It is a different level.
Once I said that though, you kind of like, oh yeah. Okay.
It is, but I still think Alabama deserves the respect of a single win over Cleveland.
There's no chance.
Which means if it's against Jacksonville, I'm saying it's a 6-4 split.
Don't say this stuff. We're losing credibility. We know
it's Jacksonville 6-4 split,
bro. I know, and that's why I said I think they would have one of the games where they only won by 15.
The Huskers have a chance of beating Jacksonville right now. Maybe
Omaha West Side has a chance of beating the Huskers. So does Omaha West Side have a chance at beating Jacksonville? Bro, we got to get realistic here.
I don't know.
The Huskers, precious people, right? I mean, they're in our state. But Omaha West Side also.
I got a call from a buddy of mine. Sorry. We're flipping to college really
I
quick.
love it. Yeah, we're going to do it as much as we want.
I got a call from a buddy of mine from Firethorn. Called me very recently. He was invited. No. He was invited to go down to a spring practice. This is a big event deal.
Sounds unbelievable.
And he called me immediately after, and he's like, "Bro, I really think the Huskers are going to do something." I said, "Oh yeah, why is that? Why do you believe that?" Because I mean, if it's something, I want to be able to buy in.
We want to get on the train.
Yeah.
But what was the reason?
And he said, because the way practice was going, I mean, those guys were just flying around and the intensity and like guys were having fun. I haven't seen that out of them in a while. Okay. Anything else? He goes, yeah. And afterwards, like Scott brought us all into the team meeting room and sat us down. Like Like we were players and we were having like a Q&A session with them. And, people were asking them questions about like, how do you expect to fill the voids left by the players that are no longer here?
Oh my
And,
gosh.
and Scott's response was, well, when you say voids, it means like there's a huge gaping hole that is like a problem. And we don't view it as that. There isn't a problem. Just next man up. And he goes, man, and when he said that, I was like, wow, that's powerful. That's like a real coach. That's a guy that believes in his guys. And I was listening to this going,
Oh my.
Find better friends.
No, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying because he didn't play. So he's a fan. He's a fan of the university. He's a fan of the football team. And he's also searching. He's searching for the good.
Yes, so is everyone in Nebraska.
Everybody in Nebraska.
So what they do is they go to omaha.com and lincolnjournalstar.com and then they say, man, we're going undefeated.
And I will say, as a fan who's constantly searching for positivity in this organization, I wish I didn't have to search for it. I wish it was punching me in the face like friggin' Will Smith and Chris Rock. I wish that, but I have to search for it. And
you're gonna search for a fake fist fight.
And Scott doing that, Scott saying that response is absolutely what a coach should do, because you can't afford to cry over spilt milk and go, oh, I wish I would have done things differently. Oh, I wish this, wish that. No, that doesn't do any good. You gotta move on and go. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at all, because the reality is so many of our playmakers waltzed right out the door.
Our absolute best players left.
Mm-hmm.
And we were a 3-9 squad. We were a 3-9 squad, and our best players, who there's going to be some guys actually playing in the NFL on that team.
Mm-hmm. How about the receiver that just walked out of the door? And that one, I will say, pisses me off. That one pisses me off bad.
You can't be mad at the guy.
I'm very mad at the guy.
I am not. I'm
because
saying,
what it appears to me,
do what you do.
And things that I have heard from people connected.
Yeah, but we heard things about Wan'Dale Robinson too.
Yeah, I know. I don't know this guy, but I know this Joseph guy, the new receivers coach, is not taking any guff, any grief, any whatever you want to call it. He's a coach, and he's going to coach how he sees fit, and he's pretty good at it. I don't know anything else about him.
So he was a savage of a quarterback at Nebraska, but let me say this. He said probably our best football player on our team is Brody Belt. Why did Brody Belt not get on the field at all? I was wondering this a while back, because I remember 2 years ago, the kid was a savage, but he was a walk-on from Gretna, so they just thought, we better not play him. Why all of a sudden is he good enough? Is it because we finally have a coach that's just like, you know what, guys? We're looking to be fired. Let's fight for our jobs. Like, we haven't had that. We haven't had. So
he's a coach.
Let's try to win.
He's a coach saying, I don't give a shit if you are 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, no star,
negative star.
Yeah, offer, no offer. I don't care. I'm putting the best
lacrosse player, the
best group on the field, and from what I understand is when spring ball began, this receiver that just walked out of the door, I don't even know his name.
Xavier Betts or something.
Yeah. This guy, he's coming in all entitled, thinking he's big shit. Well, let me tell you something, Xavier. You were 3-9 last year. You're fucking trash. All right. So you aren't anything. You aren't the next Randy Moss. You aren't the next Tyreek Hill. You aren't anything. Okay. You are 3-9. That is reality. So you are a loser in college football is what you are.
But the thing that's scary, Slaw, is why was he acting like this? Because this is not just a learned behavior in 1 year. It's obviously something that's been going on the whole time he's been there.
Yes. I agree with you.
So the guy kind of got blind.
I have heard that this player struggles with confrontation when coaches try to hold him accountable.
Should have figured it out in year one. Like,
yes, I'm with you 100%.
You blindside him in year 3. It's like, oh, now we're not playing nice anymore. It's like, wait, right. What? You were consistently consistent the first 2 years in what you told us, and I could never go to practice. I could not work hard. I could do whatever.
Or they were consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, or they're consistently consistent at being
inconsistent. So, look, I don't know anything about the receivers coach of the past. I don't care to know anything about the receivers coach of the past.
But no, that's not the receivers coach.
What I understand is that this new guy coming in, this new receivers coach, is all about accountability. And this guy wasn't holding up his end. And it only took, from what I understand, 2 confrontations for this kid to go, you know what, I'm out of here.
I kind of love Mickey Joseph right now, but gosh, I don't want to talk like this is going to happen. But did they hire him for a reason?
Yeah.
I mean, if things don't go well.
Oh, you think he might be the incumbent?
I never said nothing. I was just asking a question.
Well, was that kind of what you were foreshadowing?
I was more so asking a question because I don't know anything about the Husker football team. But it just makes you wonder.
Maybe.
Or, I mean, maybe he turns it around here this year. But, I mean, it kind of sucks that you have to get a wide receivers coach to turn the team around.
That seems very anti-football. To go, we're gonna go hire the biggest badass receivers coach, and he's gonna fix our program. When has that happened?
That's what I'm saying. But it has to carry over in all the other positions, right?
Oh,
he's not he's not putting up with crap in his position room.
I will say, I do know this. Receivers coach affects more positions on the team than any other. Just in case you guys didn't catch that was sarcasm.
It affects the receivers room, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny too. We don't need to stay on Nebraska much longer, but I've heard people talking about the new. It's funny, like new quarterback's probably good, right? I don't know about that. Sure,
we'll see. He came from Texas. He's got to be good, right?
My favorite thing. Yeah, why did he leave Texas? The
interesting
toilet bowl of the world right now. Well, outside of us, and he must not have been able to start there, so he came up here. But the thing is, we are getting the CNN view of our team. We are getting the CNN view of who we are as a squad in the offseason. That's how it always is. During training camp, CNN. During the season, it's a live view with no announcers. That's what it is. And then our eyes decide. But man, CNN's feeding us just loads of horse mess.
I would like to propose an exercise for Husker fans. When if you get to go to spring practice, or if you go to the red-white scrimmage.
Gosh, I bet the first team beats the second team.
What I want you to do,
like, man, look at that squad out there.
I want you to bring earplugs with you. And when you're watching, just put the earplugs in so you don't let anything affect.
Don't listen to the play-by-play, because the play-by-play too, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
I want you to just watch and then judge. Oh my! Because I'm going to be doing the same thing. When I watch
Deshaun Watson out there,
when I watch Husker football, that shit's going on mute, and I'm not watching anything.
Holy crap!
I'm not
Randy
listening
Moss.
to anything. I'm just watching. I'm watching the O-line and the D-line. That's all I'm going to watch, because that will tell me what the Huskers are going to do this year.
I'll tell you what.
And that's from
Cam Jurgens. That's not going to be a good thing. Not having him.
Losing him is bad. Oh,
That's
did you see our guy Will Compton coming at him hard on the Tweeterverse?
What'd he say?
So Cam had his pro day deal, and I guess for the skills deal, like I don't know if they like aborted his like 40 jumps, whatever, but it was a clip of him doing this whole
agility
litany
thing. Yeah, I saw that.
And Will Compton said something to the effect of, what the hell are we doing here? And it's like, Will.
First of all, that's not Cam's decision.
Well, and second of all, everything Cam did in that little GPP thing has way more carryover to football than any combine drill that he could do.
No doubt. Oh my gosh.
You go to the combine or you're watching the combine.
All right, Cam, jump and do this vertical little slappy hit the sticks thing.
Well, not only that, but when you watch the actual on field drills, that's so fucking great.
Yeah.
When they have an O-line coach from some team who's holding a football and telling him to back pedal and swivel his hips for 60 yards.
How many guys did you cover?
When does that happen?
How many guys did you cover in the NFL? Like playing cornerback? Never, I don't think.
I was a guard and a center. Am I playing safety and working on my drop and turning the hips and running? No.
Do you think they do that just to be like, this is going to be so stupid? We're going to make them do the dumbest stuff ever. And we actually, I know this is crazy. We're coaches. We just don't want to go home. So we're going to just do all these funny little drills. We don't want to stay at home. We just want to be in Indy and say, man, combine's tough. We had to watch all these players. No.
So Compton was
like
coming at the video of this.
Stuff.
Compton was coming at the video of this. I'm like, bro, I know you're smarter than this, but everything that guy's doing right now is showing the scouts actual something about his play, about his ability, his ability as an offensive lineman, whereas nothing else would. So come on.
Honestly, if you think about it, that drill could just tell someone if they're a pretty good football player just because they could, or how they can move, the fluidity of their hips, how explosive they are, all of the above. Right?
You take any offensive lineman or defensive lineman through that litany of movements that Cam did. Sure. Yeah. Really.
Running backs.
Really any position. Yeah.
Besides
put them
kicker,
through it.
Punter, and maybe quarterback.
And that will tell every scout everything they need to know about explosion, about heart, because that drill was long. I mean, he was going forever with a whole slew of movements and explosions and jumps. And
bro, Slaw, think about this though. They wouldn't need to do another test. Well, let's say this. NFL scouts, right? But if you think about it, we can all do the eye test. Like anyone that's because one of my buddies asked, he goes, you could just watch a guy run and kind of decide if, like, just the way they ran and made a few cuts, you'd be able to tell if they're able to be somewhat good as a running back. And I go, well, yeah, I could tell that in like 3 seconds, just like you could with an offensive lineman, right? Mm-hmm. It's crazy that they're doing all these different things, all the timed stuff. Like, just watch him run around. Yeah. You can tell if the guy can move his hips. You can tell the guys that if he has changed a direction. You can tell the guy if he can pull. You can tell how he does everything. Mm-hmm. They're doing all this stupid stuff that doesn't make sense. I mean, scouts love it, I guess.
If I was a scout, this is what I would want to see from an offensive line guy. Zero drills on the field. I would say, give me 15 clips of you against the number one team in your conference, and give me 15 clips against you against the worst team in your conference. 15 clips of each of those, and I'll tell you if you will be successful in the league.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying, like, you could watch a guy run around and you'd know if he could move, is what I'm saying. And know if he could do that. Like, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but there's 30,000 people that can move good enough to go play in the NFL. But does that mean they can play in the NFL? No.
see, to me,
It's
at
just
least
moving good enough.
So like running backs, I'd be able to tell like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many NFL running backs I look at, and this is trying to be nice. There are so many guys in the NFL that are playing running back, and I'm like, I have no idea how they're playing in the NFL. I have not a clue. They don't know how to run. They have no change of direction. They can't jump cut. They can't.
Yeah, it's obvious when they can't read a zone play correctly.
Yeah, it's just like it's pretty quickly. You can be like, guy's a nice guy. And then
never played running back, and I can tell if a guy can read a zone play correctly.
It's funny because people are like, so what's he like? Great guy. So what is he like on the field though? Like does he make good cuts? Incredible dude. Like such a good dude. But what about like his breakaway speed? I'm telling you, I love being around him. I love having conversations with him.
Great guy for the room.
Oh,
you know what I love?
He is a great locker room guy.
You know what I love getting as a teammate in the past of just anybody, but like when the media or fans dub somebody as like great, and people who are actually involved in the thing knows that they're not great.
Mm-hmm.
When you get the question, what makes him so great?
And you're just like,
here we go. Spin zone time.
It's like, man, I love hanging out with him. He's a great guy. We go out to dinner all the time. But what makes him great? Yeah, I'm telling you, he's off the field. He's incredible.
A little taste of what it's like being Wolf Blitzer. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. And then you have to come up with like the fakest answer, kind of like the fakest slap at the Oscars.
Okay, here we go. Right into it. Let's go.
Bing, 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 boom.
Great transition here. Big news today out of the social verse. Will Smith slaps the shit out of Chris Rock.
I mean, everyone's take on it's different, but go ahead, Sloan.
So what it appeared to me was Chris Rock made what was internalized by the Smith family as an inappropriate joke. And the reason I believe it's real is because when the joke was first said, Will Smith was kind of like laughing it off and kind of smiling like, oh, ha, yeah. And if you watch Jada, she was pissed right then. Now, I'm not saying Will Smith did right. What his response was, I'm not saying that was correct in the least. But I will say, if you're going to choose to go that route and physically assault somebody in front of, I don't know what the Oscars get as far as views, like a couple hundred people, you're on camera in front of a couple hundred people and you're physically assaulting another man. You don't go up there with a slap. Go drop his ass.
Bro, the thing that I want you to watch it. I want everyone that's listening to watch it.
Dude, I've watched it like 17 times. It's hilarious.
As you're watching it, though, it like they're supposed to be actors. Chris Rock was acting, and it wasn't good acting. Like, he was like, oh, no, he's coming up here. And then right before, if you see, he's leaning into it like he's getting ready for it. Like, I've watched it, I don't know how many times, because I was like, what is going on? Why is he doing that? And
you think he leaned into it?
Bro, you have to watch it.
Dude, I watched it 17 times.
I know. And
I was taking as bad acting, and this is I'm a fan of both of these guys. I took his bad acting as him being so distraught and confused over what just happened that he like was just beside himself, so he couldn't do a good job. Did you see
Will walk back? That even seemed like bad acting. It was just kind of like, I hit him and I'm walking.
Yeah. Maybe it was.
If someone says
maybe
that
it was,
if I'm so hurt, I'm not slapping him once. If I'm gonna do this on, I'm punching him again, and maybe one more it's just a big old slap, and then he just walks off. And Chris doesn't do anything. Like he just stands there and
that is the thing that's confusing to me is
there's nothing about it that makes sense.
I mean,
if you're a man, either way.
Will Smith is
not saying they're not, and everyone can choose to be a man. I mean, everyone has.
I don't know Will Smith personally. Isn't like we just hang out all the time as bros. He doesn't get out to Nebraska much. But if he did, I feel like we would hang out a lot. But he seems like an alpha to me. And what confused me about this is when he strolled up there with a slap in mind.
There's nothing about it that was alpha.
No, right. If you're going to choose to go physically assault another man, you don't go up there with a slap.
It's like a delta.
Yeah, you ain't even beta at that point. Come on, bro.
No. It's a delta. And I'm not going any further past like to the O. I will not. I'm not going there. But what I'm saying is it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. And then I couldn't tell, like, was he kind of being serious? Was he mad when he was dropping the F-bomb and stuff? I was like, is that real? And then the other thing is all-time low viewership for the Oscars. It's like,
yeah,
it's almost like, and I love Bob Ross, right? But
what was the viewership?
Bob Ross.
It was like 200 or 300 people watching that.
I don't even know if he got to that this year, but
globally,
it was like Bob Ross. And I think Bob Ross last night, his art was getting a little bit more viewership. So it's like Bob Ross Oscars, Bob Ross, no doubt. A pretty bird, a pretty bird, right?
A little happy bush over here in the corner.
Pretty bird. No, the pretty bird's off of Dumb and Dumber. But but the thing is, that's what I was like. Wait a minute, and then it's like next thing you know, hey, we put on now I don't know if it is, but it makes sense to me. It's like, oh, fake Slappy McGee, right? Oh, everyone wants to talk about the Oscars. I didn't even know the Oscars was going on.
Yeah, no idea until this morning when I get up and Cammy's like, hey, did you see this shit happened?
Bro, no one else knew the Oscars was on either.
Yeah.
The thing that's crazy is
only the people in attendance knew it was on.
Yeah, I don't even think their families knew. It was embarrassing. They were there, probably. I don't know, man. It was either way. It made for a good laugh. Whether it was fake, whether it's the most real, open-handed slap I've ever seen.
I really want it to be real because then like I said, I'm
because then you have to make fun of Will for that.
I'm a big fan of Will and Chris Rock, and both of them. If it was real, I have just lost huge amounts of respect for both of them.
Either way, you lose respect. So
because it means that Will Smith's first choice to defend his wife is to open hand slap another man. And then Chris Rock's response is to be so shook and distraught that he can't even hold his shit together.
Can I say this? It would have been
no respect for either of them.
It would have been way more sick if he would have just taken like his water glass and thrown it at Chris Rock. That would have been tougher.
And no respect for Jada either. Okay. If playing the scenario, if this is all real.
Yeah.
Okay. If this is all real and Chris Rock makes an inappropriate joke, and I heard that maybe Jada has been fighting something like a disease that causes your hair to fall out or whatever.
For sure.
I don't know about any of that. I don't know if it's true. I'm not hip in the Hollywood sphere.
And we don't watch anything anymore. We don't care about what's going on.
Not up to snuff on that.
As far as like, I'm saying, like, I didn't even know movies were still being made.
But if it is true that is the case, and Chris Rock makes that joke, for one thing, Chris Rock probably doesn't know that that's the case, Jada. Okay. So he made a stupid joke.
Oh, yeah.
Because his job is to entertain the crowd. So he makes a stupid ass joke. You're going to sit there and send your man and be like, oh, can you believe he said this shit? That's so terrible. Well, can you brush it off and say, you know what? That's insensitive and he doesn't know what the hell I'm dealing with. So let's just let it go. No, now you make a scene and you gas up your guy over here. Hey, go open hand slap him in front of everybody. What?
Hey, go slap that man on his face. Go slap it. Go slap him on the face. Slip, slappity, slap. Go slap him.
Go mush his face in and risk getting a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Go do that, babe.
That'll be awesome. Or it would have even been better if he goes just sitting there and he says, no more, Chris. That would have been way more like sick and tough than like, I'm getting up there. Boom.
Yeah, right.
Boom.
The proper way to handle this is to put a stern look on your face to let them know, like, hey,
no, like, hey, bro,
too far.
We're not.
And then
that,
commercial break. You go have a conversation.
And it's, hey, it'd be like, Christopher. No, Christopher. Not. I'm madder than a hornet right now, and I'm gonna go. My hand, my palm's ready. Let's slap him.
You go mush a dude's face. But if you watch the demeanor of Will Smith when he delivers that slap, he put his whole body into that slap.
I don't know.
And it did nothing.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't even look like it really did anything. That's where I'm like, Will Smith's stronger than that, bro.
But watch Will. He had the full body hip turn like he was cranking one out of the park.
Well, watch the follow through. There wasn't any follow through, I didn't feel like. I felt like the face went with him. Like,
I used to think Will Smith was something sweet. I mean, Men in Black, are you kidding me? I thought he was something. And after watching that slap when he laid everything he had into the guy and did nothing, I'm just like, wow, maybe Will Smith isn't a badass.
Whether it's real, whether it's not real, it's incredibly funny.
Yeah, it is.
Because if it's real, it's like, man, I'm sorry, Will. That's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing slap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's fake, it's terrible acting. And that's what they're doing the awards for, is all their acting. So it's like, there's just like nothing that can go right. What do you think, Scott? Did you have any opinion on that?
I worked in media and media lies all the time, every time. Ratings have been bad. That was my first.
No. They have not.
So
been bad. They've been atrocious.
Right.
So you're saying they may have staged this just to get ratings back?
Because he won the award right after. So it's
what was crazy is because I saw it live and I go, what just happened, right? And the only reason I just like randomly just saw it. I wasn't like I even knew it was on either. It was like one of those things I was drinking whiskey and watching TV and, and then it came on and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know any of these movies. I know nothing. And then all of a sudden this happened. Like literally I turned on and then 5 minutes later, he's like punching him. And the first thing I go, is that real? And I went to Twitter immediately. And then it was just clown show.
So you thought the same thing as me.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't true.
And watch what he does. This is Chris. The hit comes
Chris leans into it.
And he leans into it and goes,
yeah. Chris didn't even move. His face didn't even really move.
No, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It totally was. I mean, if it was real,
it was very minimal slap if it was real.
But when media sucks and they have no ratings, they do things to get people talking about it like we're doing right now.
And guess what? They did their job.
Exactly.
Because we're the morons that bit and we're talking about it.
But I would say that Jada Pinkett it wasn't friendly once Chris went after it. And Will was like laughing.
Yeah, he was laughing, and then it's like he looked at her and was like, "Oh shit, she's pissed."
Yeah, I got to go do something now. I mean, I can go both ways.
Also, it's like if they were planning this, Jada wasn't going to be laughing during it.
No, she had nailed that. I didn't even actually get the joke at first. Like I didn't even really know what was going on.
Well, because you don't know anything about.
Like I said, I watched it 17 times. It took me to like time 11 before I realized what the joke actually meant.
Well, I couldn't even find the part where they played the joke over. I was just waiting for all the Twitter trollers to come out and just start being funny, and they were last night.
Yeah. Well, the biggest takeaway from that was I think Jada deserved an Oscar for the acting, because I thought the whole time, like, that chick is mad.
Yeah.
She looked irate.
Either way, no matter what, it just shows the movies and acting and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. It's
Yeah.
just not that important.
No, it doesn't matter anymore.
I'm saying like we have more things going on in our lives.
I mean,
yeah.
what would have Will Smith won an Oscar for? I mean,
The Serena Venus Williams movies.
Which I didn't even know that was a movie.
He was in that?
He was the dad.
He was the dad.
Oh, well, I know, shocker. I didn't watch it. Weird.
Shocker. I'm not gonna watch it.
But I will say, when that show came out on HBO Max, what is it called? King something? No, I don't know what it is. But
I got kids, man. We just watch cartoon shit. I don't know.
When it came out, it was receiving a lot of hate. Like lot of hate. That is just another example of people going, oh, you got two of the greatest female athletes of all time, and this whole documentary is about their dad. Like, how ridiculous is it? It's just like pro man and just another way to hold women down. It's like, people, I'm pretty sure the sisters were involved in making this. So this was a tribute to their father.
Yeah.
Okay. So chill the fuck out.
Any way you look at it is those award shows are dying.
Yeah.
All of them are.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Because no one cares.
I don't care if it's the CMAs. I'm not watching it.
And you really like country music.
I like country music a lot. I'm not going to waste my time watching them win an award for a thing I'm going to go on to Spotify and listen to for, just go scroll and get their song. Like, sweet, there it is. I'm going to listen to it. I don't want to go watch them win an award for it.
Exactly. Oh,
now,
my goodness.
Now, if Kent and Brian wins an award, then I'm probably going to watch that.
I might even go.
Yeah.
All right, should we roll into Woodrow's wisdom? We gave the Academy exactly what they wanted. Fake news.
They played right into their hands.
We did. We talked a lot about talent today. Talked about Josh McDaniels. We talked about how you guys discover talent, how you can see it. I love that, Slaw, how you said that. Send me 15 plays of the best team and the worst team. Really cool. Got me to thinking of, today for Woodrow's wisdom was there a coach or player that you had, Danny, that really opened up your eyes with maybe, some kind of tool or strategy that really took your performance from being really good to great? And that could have been through preparation, through your training. Like, was there somebody that influenced you that kind of showed you something and you go, holy cow, like, like Matt always says, flip the switch?
Yeah, I think there were like 3 instances actually. So as far as I'd say coaching would be, at the end of the day, I'd have to give credit to my initial staff, Eric Mangini, and the staff that he put into place. Now, that was a little bit out of fear, right? Like, make sure you know everything about everything. Like, you better know everyone's name. You better know every person in the building's name, not just every teammate's name. You better know every single person's name. You better know every play. You better know every special teams play. You better know different positions or all the positions on any given play. So that was more like, holy crap, what am I doing here? I mean, I remember one time we were in rookie minicamp. It was the 3rd day we were there. A bunch of people we've never been around. We're trying to learn playbooks. We're drowning in information. And I remember Eric stands up there. It's on the last day, and good buddy of mine, Dwight Lowry, he says to Dwight, he goes, Dwight, who is a player in your room, in the cornerback's room or whatever? And Dwight's just standing there. He's like, doesn't say anything. Dwight, who on defense? Give me a name of one of your teammates. Dwight, like, I don't know. It's like, oh no. We're like, Mangini's gonna kill him, right? He goes, Dwight, in the name book of all names, what's a name, basically, or a name of your teammate? And he goes, it was something like stupid. It was like Bob or Tom. And we're like, do we have any Bobs on this team, Dwight? Like, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Even Mangini, who is the most angriest person in the world, it seemed like every day in those meetings, he even started laughing. But it showed that you better know everything. And this is a job. This is no longer college football where you're on scholarship, where it's just fun. This is no longer that. So I think that was the number one thing that I learned is like, you better be ready, because if not, you're going to be fired. Now, Dwight had a long career, did great, but it's just the whole thing of like, you're going to be gonzo. Number 2 was probably Leon Washington. And it wasn't on the field. I mean, like he was a great player, but the way he took care of his body, I noticed in year 1 and year 2, I was like, gosh, he's here all the time, like tubbing, doing whatever, whether it be treatments, massage, if he had to do extra rehab. It showed me that my body is going to help me make money. And if my body's not functioning well, you can't make money. So I would say Leon was unbelievable in that. And then I think at the end of the day, I'd say one of the best things for me was Tom. And on the day that I was asking about a play, the concept on the backside, it was called inch. And I was the inside receiver, and you're supposed to run a hook. And behind it is an in cut. And if it's man to man, you're not gonna catch it on a hook. Well, I was like, Tom, I'm running a hook. I'm supposed to sit. He goes, you know what, Woody? He goes, if you're not open, I'm not throwing you the ball. And you're no good to me if you're not open. So I think that was the biggest football wise that changed everything about me. And I think from that day on, I became such a better receiving back than ever, because if you look at the way I ran routes, it wasn't always super orthodox. Sometimes it was unorthodox, because I didn't care. I was going to get open. I'm going to get to the spot. I'm going to get to the depth, but it may not look how everyone else does it, because I'm not running the route like it is on the paper. I'm not running a straight line and then running an out route. I'm not going to do certain things. Oh, and by the way, if it's out of the backfield, I'm making every single route look the same. Because if you make every single route look the same, it's impossible to cover.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what's coming then.
They have no idea what's coming. So I think that was the biggest thing that any insight. I mean, the first 2 were huge. Because I probably would have never got to the third. But when Tom told me that, it changed everything about what I did as a receiving running back, or just kind of everything about the player that I was. Is like, at the end of the day, we're trying to produce. If you don't run it exactly how it is on the paper or in the playbook, that's okay. Just get open.
You know, it's crazy listening to you talk about routes, because I have no idea about the structure of routes. So as an offensive lineman, your job is to do exactly your job. Just do your job. Whatever your job entails, just do exactly that. Whatever the steps are, however many steps you take, and then you get there and you block a guy like this, and it's all built within a timing, and you have to stay within that timing and do exactly that. I have no idea how routes work. So my assumption was, based on the coverage, you call a route concept that you're planning on this coverage. But if they play a different coverage, then you get to your second or third outlet, because that's like the bailout if they play a different one. That was my thought of what routes were. So to listen to you talk about something Tom said, It's like, look, I don't care what they call. Just go get open. It's like, holy crap, that's a whole different type of football that I have no understanding about.
Well, there was a time we and I still remember it was a Christmas Eve game in Oakland and with Phil. I would be aligned on the right side of the backfield because we were in gun. So I'd be on his right side, and I was supposed to run a route to the right, a swing route. Well, him and I, as we're looking, I don't know how many times we'd have conversations in the backfield. And if we noticed it was man, or if we noticed it was zone, I'm always like, well, this is dead or whatever. He's just thinking the same thing. And I go, you still want me on that? Because it's like basically like, I don't want to run this.
If I do that, you can't use me.
Yeah. And so he goes, no, let's run a sneak, which I go to the other side. We sneak across the formation. And I remember we got a big third down or big second down conversion that was like a 30-yard deal. And it is backyard football. Like, there's so many concepts. There's a lot of things you do need to know, but there's also this sense of let's just find a way to get it done. And Phil did the same thing. Like, we had so many fun situations. I think I've maybe told it on the show before. I remember in our our first round game in 2013 at the Bengals in the playoffs. We're a third and whatever, and it's the same thing. I'm supposed to run to the right in the middle of his cadence, like as it's being snapped. He goes, "Run a sneak, Danny!" Like it felt like it was as it was being snapped. He ends up rolling out. I end up catching the ball. We get a first down, and it's like that's like the type of stuff I'll remember. Like the stuff like that because that's what made me the player I think that I was able to adapt. Obviously, everyone has talent, right? But we would adapt on the run and on the fly. And gosh, there was nothing more exhilarating than doing that when we said we were going to. Or I remember our opening game at the Chiefs, we ended up losing when you were there, Slaw, your first year, and the coaches were trying to make us run a certain route, and I go, it's not going to work. So we ran it in practice, didn't work. Ran it in practice, didn't work. Me and Phil were like, I was like, Phil, it's not going to work. We're like, it's only gonna work if I run a corner route. And they're like, well, they're worried. I go, well, let's do it in practice then. We do it in practice perfectly, and they're like, oh yeah, make sure. It's like, hey guys, we've played football before. Like, I'm in year 9. This is all a
lot longer than those coaches have.
Yes, and this is all I've done is run routes. And Phil, pretty good at that whole throwing thing. And we end up seeing the same look in Kansas City, and we knew we had it on. I remember end up being wide open by like 8 yards. And Phil comes, and we were like screaming. We were more excited that we were right and the coaches were wrong than even about the touchdown, I think. Like, we were like, and we might have even had a little I told you so to all the coaches, but
that game was so much fun because we were just beating their shit in, and we lost it right at the end. It was so stupid.
Well, part of it was we didn't continue playing our offense how we were playing it in the first half. If we would have done that, we don't need to go into that.
Well, John Spanos came out of the back, was like, whoa, you're having too much success. Fuck this, guys. We can't beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. No, stop. God.
So Scott, those are a few of the
those are great
that kind of, I don't know, helped form who I was as a player. I mean, as far as like the people that I was around.
Yeah. And it's super interesting because I didn't realize that. Yes, Matt, you guys are like, no, you do this exactly every time. Like, you do your job, and the freedom, I can understand that being a skilled player like you. But what's really cool is I'm sure like you always thought you were going to get fired every day, right? So you're trying to be as prepared as you can.
do
And
exactly what I'm
you still
supposed to
think
do.
you're going to get fired. You think your wife's going to fire you like when you get off this. So we're always going to
Exactly.
get fired.
Well, and the
But
crazy,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So the thing is, now you have to gain that respect and the credibility to freelance a little, because I was allowed to freelance also because I knew what was going on in the route combos too. Like, you can't just bring someone in and be like, all right, yeah, just, you know what I'm saying? But they trusted, and Tom trusted me enough, obviously.
Yeah. And I think I can only imagine when you're thinking you're going to get fired, you're as prepared as you can. Like, you're just playing by the book, right? Like, you want to do everything to the book. And finally the dude's like, yo, you're good. Right. Like,
yes,
do you and get open, like, screw that. And that's
because
when my career shifted.
The book covers about 15% of what you need to actually play.
Which is super cool. I bet you that. I mean, literally, I bet you your career after that took another level.
Well, it just freed me up. I was like,
yeah,
oh, okay. Well,
and it's such an easy thing, but when you just don't know.
I can go into Josh or Billy O and be like, hey, Tom told me to just get open. And that's what he told me.
Yeah.
Say as an O-line guy, you hear the term, this route is for love of the game route. Like, you're giving it up for somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I thought is you have to play by the exact rules of the route concept, because your job, if you're the X on this one, your job is to get covered up by 2 because you ran your route a specific way. And in this coverage, you're going to be open, but in this other coverage, you're giving it up and taking 2. So this guy can be one-on-one.
So to an extent, you have to do that still. So like on the hook, I have to run that initially.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no doubt.
But if it's not open, then break out, just go. But that's because there's an in cut behind me. Well, I already did my job because the backer's covering me. And if it's man to man, what happens is I've already taken him. Because if it's zone, I'm sitting regardless if it's an option route.
Yeah, then you just sit in the soft spot.
But I sit in the soft spot. Well, if the backer's doing what he's supposed to, he's going to come cover me. And then, so there is a love of the game-ish. But when it's man, it's like sit. Okay, nothing's open, break out. And it's like, get open. It don't keep sitting there like you would in a zone.
So almost like doing the scramble rules early, if you will.
Yes. So it's not quite scramble rule, but ish.
Yeah. You're just doing it earlier. So that way the quarterback doesn't have to scramble.
Yes. So whereas when I got to San Diego, they had all these swing routes or wide routes, whatever you want to call them. And I'd always be like, hey, Phil, like, this is stupid. Because if it's man-to-man and everyone's covered, the swing route's the easiest route in the whole running back route tree to cover. So I'd always like, hey, let's run a read route. I was like, it makes no sense to run a swing route. And I kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it. Now, there's certain times you need to run a swing. But there's a lot of times where they're just like, oh, we just got to run the swing route. Like, that's just what the back's going to do. Because that's what they did in 1995 in the West Coast offense. And it's like, hey, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
If any of you guys don't understand or can't hear it in his voice, Woody hates the West Coast offense.
Well, I don't love it. But anyways, either way, the option route or the read route, it's like you can sit or break out. Option is you can break anywhere. But the read route, it helps everything. Because if it's man-to-man and everyone's covered, well, I can win on a man route. I can't win on a swing. I know I'm probably the 3rd or 4th option in that route concept. Well, what if you get to 3rd or 4th option and they're in man-to-man? I can't beat a linebacker on a swing route. It's just, you can't, it's not a win route. That's for if they're, playing cover 3 or something. It's not a win route against man. You can't. You're going to get it thrown to you. You're going to catch it and you're going to get blown up. Dumbest play in history. Like, it's so stupid. So
if they're playing cover 3 man, then they're probably bringing a dog, which means a offensive lineman's going to get beat late. And if you get to the 3rd, you need to get that ball out now.
Yes. So like, it's just like, let me run a read route. I'm going to end up being at the end of the route. I'm going to be at the same exact spot the swing is. It's in the flat. And I remember we ended up changing that. And our O coordinator said, only if Danny's in there though. Or we'd run a check stop where it's like a hook. And I'm like, well, I'm not running a check stop against man. I'm like, that's stupid, because if I'm a last resort and it's man to man, you throw it to me, I'm getting a concussion because they're going to hit me in the back of the head. So, and we're going to get no yards. Like, do we want to get yards? Well, last time I checked, offenses want to get yards. So like, let me break it out if it's man to man. And I obviously fought for it because of things like Tom, like on the inch play. Like, you should be able to break it out if it's man to man.
There you go.
Enough said.
I'm smarter after that conversation.
Sorry, that gets me heated up.
No, it's great. It's you explain it to us people that didn't play the game.
Hey, Gabe, get on in here, buddy.
Gabe, we're gonna make this quick, all right? So sit down, shut up.
Bring your friends.
Yeah.
Gather around, children.
Yeah, so again, I want to keep this quick. I'm tired. We had to make a pivot, recording at night.
Yeah, we're all tired. Everyone's tired.
And we got to play golf tomorrow in a hurricane. So
it's not going to be that bad. I looked. It's not going to be as bad as I thought.
Yeah, the prospects look even better and better by the hour.
We'll take that.
Like. Back up to 77 or 78 degrees.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, we're going to take it. And my swing was back this morning. Oh,
let's go.
Before I get into the meat and potatoes.
I think the kids would want to listen to this anyways.
Yeah. I called Woody this morning. I was in a dark place, man. Deep, dark hole of golf. I have never experienced something like golf. Something where I just can't go do and like be good at. Okay, you know what? We're fucking aborting the whole other topic. I'm sorry, Scott. We're aborting. We're going with golf. You know why? Because I'm frustrated right now.
And it matters.
Let's do it.
It matters.
Let's go. It does.
It's part of the reason why I love golf and part of the reason why I absolutely hate golf. But you know, as a former pro athlete, I've been pretty good at stuff. Like shit I can just figure
really
out.
Good.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty decent.
I'd say really good.
Yeah, decent. You know, my old swim coach would use the term fair to middling a lot.
Okay, can I say this?
Yeah.
We were doing a little challenge at San Diego. This well can swim. I've never seen a big man like him just glide through the water.
Yeah, I know.
He could. I'm telling you what. You give him a little prep, he could win the women's college swim meet.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, there's no edits. 0 edits.
I knew that. He's a swimmer.
Staying in.
I love it.
Penn, give me a shout. I got some eligibility left. Create a dynasty.
Yeah, because it's like you walked on, you never redshirted, did you?
No.
You got one year left.
Got that eligibility ready to roll.
Got that extra year.
All right. So I pride myself in being able to figure shit out and be good at it. Whatever the sport, whatever the task, I don't care what it is. I'm just going to go be good at it. It doesn't mean I'm going to be the best. I'm not going to be great. You know, what do you talk about all the time that you have no interest in doing stuff
I don't
that you can't be great in. I am different. I have a different
whatever I do, I'm
perspective.
going to be great though.
Yeah. I like doing things and just being good.
Crippling.
No, I mean doing everything.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So like when I came home, I bought a tractor. Never driven a tractor. Well, I did when I was like a little kid. I drove this old as shit balls tractor. And so I came home and I
That
bought
is
it.
what I'm gonna name when I start a band. I'm gonna call it Old as Shit Balls Tractor.
There you go.
That is the greatest band name ever.
Oh man.
Bought a tractor and you know, you just go. And it was last year I had a buddy come out who I played with at the Bears, and he came out to visit me, and we had to go do some work over at the neighbor's place, go move a bunch of hay. So I got the tractor out and we're rolling. And driving down the road, he goes, "Hey, how did you know how to drive this? Like, you've been driving tractors your whole life?" I said, "No, bro, you just get in and figure it out." He's like, "Wait, what? This is not a small machine. This is not something you just like jump in. It's like jumping in a 747 airplane and just going, yeah, I'll figure it out." No, I think I could jump in a 747 and just go figure it out. May not work out great for everybody, but I believe I can.
James Bond, all over you. You're the next James Bond, dude.
Yeah. You know, when I started hunting, I got a bow, set it up, said, "Hey, let's see if I can figure out how to shoot a fucking bow." You know what? Got real good at it real fast. What else I do? Oh, third year in the league, bought a motorcycle. You know, the last time I rode a motorcycle was 11, and I skipped school to go to my buddy's house to ride this 1970s dirt bike that didn't even have a working clutch. That was the only time I've ridden a motorcycle. And now I'm 26 years old. I'm like, yeah, let's go buy a Harley Davidson. See how that goes. Figure it out. There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, just feel good about figuring shit out. Golf is different. Golf has not been that for me.
It is.
And it's frustrating.
I think it's different for everyone though.
Yeah, it's really hard. Football, they're like, "Hey, you're big, you're strong, you're not fast, but you're big and strong.
Yeah.
Go be that. Go now, just find a way to get angry, and then we got something here." And as soon as I figured out that, I got fair to middling at it. Swimming in high school, I am built like a tugboat. And they're like, bro, you know what tugboats do? They move a bunch of logs and push barges off to the side. You know what? I think you can be faster than that. Figure it out. Hey, I did. Basketball, hate the sport. Fucking hate it. Stupid sport. But you know what? I figured colleges would look better on that as opposed to me swimming. So I said, hey, my junior year of high school, hey, let's go out for basketball. Basketball coach goes, hey, you're huge. Can you shoot? No. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. Can you dribble? No. Okay. Can you jump? Yep. Goes, okay, sweet. You're going to do all the jump balls to start the game. You will rebound your ass off and you will foul out by the third quarter. That's all I want. I said, got it. Figure it out.
I bet no one wanted to come in the lane.
Nope, never. Track, easy. I'm like, yeah, this will be a breeze. I go throw a heavy rock around, throw this big ass plate, take the spear and toss it over the fucking mountains. Yeah. Well, it turns out I sucked at that. Couldn't figure out the spear thing. But the plate and the rock, got pretty good at them. Never threw big ass rocks. I threw little rocks across lakes before, skipping them. But when you take a big ass heavy one, and they're like, hey, throw it far. I'm like, well, it's a big rock. How far can you throw it? And I watched a video of a dude throwing it 60 feet. I said, oh shit. Oh, that's real far. So they said, okay, you're big. You think you're athletic and all that. So let's see if you can throw it far. Threw it like 40 feet. I was like, that sucks. And then you figure it out. And then, I threw it 62 feet. It's like, oh, okay, that works. Fair to middling. Golf, I'm not there yet. I'm not fair to middling. I'm fair to nothing.
You're just fair.
Yeah, barely fair. So I start this journey of golf. Never played golf before I got in the league. And I get with Woody out in San Diego, and he's like, "Hey, let's go golfing a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, sweet, this will be fun." And it was fun because I knew nothing about it, so I had no expectations. And something is crazy about golf when you have no expectations, no standards, no anything, and you have no clue what you're doing. Occasionally, you're going to pop off a round that's just like, "Holy shit, that's respectable." I remember over the bye week getting a call to play in a club club championship, something or other. And they're like, so when they invited me to play, Woody, you were hurt then, so you couldn't play. And so Rick, our guy Rick, calls me, says, "Hey, what's your handicap?" So I don't know, it's the bye week. I haven't played golf in like 4 months. Haven't even looked at a club in 4.5 months. And I said, "It's the bye week, so I got like 11 games under my belt. So let's just set it like a 17. And he goes, "Sweet, fair. I shoot a 77 and I'll win the whole fucking thing." And just no idea how I did it. I was on the way to the course, get a call from my sister. My brother my brother was in a horrific car accident. So throughout the round, I'm like making calls, calling the hospital, calling docs, calling my parents, calling my sister, calling my wife, like, what the hell's going on? So I'm not paying attention to the round at all. And I just throw up a 77, best score of my life at that point. No idea what I'm doing. But then you go play the very next day because you're like, sweet, keeping the train on the tracks. We're rolling. Here we go. Shoot a 97. Awesome. Great. Hate my life. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Woodhead has been helping me revamp my swing. Last year, I got down to a 7 handicap. Well, actually, I think my lowest, I was like a 6.3 or something. Pretty pumped with that, but something happened in my swing where I started flighting everything. Now I was controlling it good, hitting it good, all that. But if I ever needed to launch something high, or if I ever needed to hit something longer than a 7-iron, couldn't do it. And so I said, "Woody, I need your help. We're starting from scratch. We're starting all over again." So he helped me with a couple swing.
And you started hitting good.
And dude, I was hitting the ball better than I ever had. And it was like weeks of just awesome. And I work at it a lot because I care about it. I'm not going to put this much of time and effort and money into something that I'm just like, I don't care if it goes well or not. If I'm putting this much effort, I want to be really damn good at it. And golf doesn't work like that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I swing that club so many damn times, and God, the videos I watch and the golf tournaments I watch, and it's just all I think about. I should probably think about my wife and kids, but I'm sorry to say, I just don't think about them as much as golf. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Now I love them. I spend the majority of my time with them.
But your golf swing is a little more fragile than your kids and your
yes
wife.
Everything affects it. I take a poop wrong and my swing's fucked up.
But the thing is too, though, the way you treat your kids and your wife is also dependent on your golf swing.
Figured that out yesterday. Hence the phone call this morning to Woody. I'm like, bro, I may need to step away from this for a minute. Because, man, it was just grinding me. So grinding hard for like a month just to like rebuild my swing. And
you did.
And it's been going really good. Hitting the shit out of the ball. Last week I have a round scheduled with a buddy of mine, and swing was great. And like 3 days before the round, my swing completely left. It just packed up and just like, nope, I'm going on a trip, gone. I'm like, all right, well, that's sweet. That's what I need. But the swing left for only like a day and a half. It was quick trip. It like went to Colorado to go skiing, then it was back. Then I go out to the course, and boy, did it take another trip. I shot an even hundo.
But if it was a par 100, you would have shot even par.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not that.
Fair.
So, it's a smooth 29 over, easy peasy. And, last year when I was playing golf well, I was going like, man, if shit goes bad on this hole, okay, I'm getting out of here with a bogey, whatever. Friday, I was like going, man, I hope I double this. And that is a real bad place to be. So that was Friday. And I just chalked it up to, well, okay, so let's just do the Wolf Blitzer spin here and go, you know what? I'm just out here having a day. I just rebuilt my swing. It's still pretty new. So let's just be patient. So yeah, shit's going bad. Get to 18. And of course I'm betting money and whatever.
Why wouldn't you though?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I get to 18? I'm down $80. And so now I'm the guy setting a bet on 18, and two other guys did not hit good tee shots. And I said, all right, all I got to do is just smooth it right out there. That's it. Smooth it. You know what happened? Topped it right in the lake. Sweet. Sweet. So instead of going to the front there and dropping and hitting 3, I said, throw me another fucking ball. We're tin cupping this shit. And I roped the best drive of the day. Followed up with the greatest approach shot ever.
Did you get a bogey?
No, I missed the putt.
But you got your double, which was like a par.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I hope I double. Here we go. So then Saturday, I'm like, you know what?
What'd you end up losing?
Only 100.
Okay, that's good.
So then Saturday,
I just figured because a lot of times you just double down on the last.
Yeah, normally I do, but I wasn't feeling very confident.
When you're searching for dubs, you're just keep it at 20.
Wasn't feeling confident. So, so Saturday I get up and I said, I'm bound and determined to go get the swing back from his trip. And no, it extended its vacation. And it got worse. Got a lot worse. So I said, okay, Sunday, I'm not touching a club, not thinking about it, not looking at it, not doing it. And today I go down there and my swing is right back. It's just right back there. I'm just hitting the shit out of it again and launching it. It's like, what the hell just happened? I had a stroke for the last 5 days. And that's why we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Gabe. That's why we do it. Because you get obsessed with something and it's all you think about. It's all you care about. Well, it's not all I care about. I care about a lot.
It's just something you do care about a lot.
Yeah, something I care about a lot. And I put a lot of time and energy towards it.
And with it being your job, I mean, your summer job.
Yeah. I mean, it's so ridiculous because, in my career, I put all my energy towards that. And I feel like in my marriage, I put all my energy towards that. And then being a father, I put all my energy towards that. But now my career's done and this golf thing has taken over. It's taken over all the energy. Now
I'm still all your energy and some, it feels like, doesn't it?
I'm still a husband. I'm still a dad. So those two things get all my energy, but it's almost like we have separate energies. I'm going to talk a little Eben Britton here about the energy and the ether and the universe and all that. Yeah. So we have 3 separate energies. We have the husband energy, we have the parent energy, and we have the career energy. Golf is my new career, and I am pouring every ounce of energy into that, and I'm not getting the fucking returns that I expect. That's bullshit. Because of football, when I would pour my energy into that, Holy shit, those returns were there lickety split. There was no fair to middling in that. But
So you can't get like angry.
Yeah, it doesn't work in golf.
So I would love to know what like your self-talk when you're on 18 and you go, I got this, and you hit it right in the water. Like, what are you telling yourself right there?
Because it happened on 18. The conversation is different on 18 than it was on 15 when I hit it out of bounds. When I hit it out of bounds on 15 and 13 and 12, those conversation is, hey, you got this. Relax. You got this. What are you going to do? You're going to go up there. You're going to drop. And you're going to hit it on the green. One putt. Easy peasy. Get out of here. When it happens on 18, it goes, well, okay. So this is the deal. You fucking suck. Okay? That's what it is. Today you suck. You deserve to get beat. And you were stupid for betting money when you have no clue what your fucking swing is doing. So you suck. As opposed to the rest of the round, when I hit a bad shot, it's like, hey, okay. You know what? You don't play golf professionally. Shit like this is going to happen. So don't be a bitch. Take the drop, hit it 2 feet to the cup, and have a tap in. Easy. I see people do it all the time on TV. Easy.
On TV.
Mm-hmm. And then when it doesn't happen like that, it's like, you know what? The golf gods got one. They got one, which means they're going to reward you on the next one. And then they don't. And then you go to the next hole and you top it in the weeds. You go, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to blast this pitching wedge right out of the hay. You're going to hit it 3 feet to the hole. It's going to be great.
And then you don't.
And then the golf gods come up on stage and slap the fuck out of you. And you're just like, what the hell just happened? And then you know what? Then you play a good hole and you're like, hey, golf gods, I see you. Took you a while, but you're coming around. And then they come around. You got that like nice, easy, right to left, like 4.5 foot putt. And you're just like, yeah, got this. Thank you guys. And then you miss it. Like, okay.
Bro, think about it though. Have you ever tried to, I'm just thinking back to even when I'm struggling, and if I'm still playing for money, I'm finding a way to birdie.
Mm-hmm.
And
you and I have different games.
Yes, but say maybe you could bogey then. You know what I've thought of is anytime, even when I'm doing that, but for some reason when I'm playing against you, I might not have my best stuff, but I will always find a way to birdie against you. And it's, you know what I was thinking
Boy,
about,
ain't
though?
that the truth.
You know what I was thinking about though? Is like, it's always like, it's kind of interesting because it reminds me of self-talk and just how positive talk can happen. How many times has it happened where I'll be like, Slauson, I'm actually going to make this. I'm going to rip your heart out. Like that happened. Like I've done that. Like I've said that. And even if I don't fully believe it, next thing you know, I kind of believe it. And I'm like, this is going to be hilarious. And it always seems to happen. Maybe you just need to start doing that.
Let me,
unless you're playing against me.
Let me lay this out here. I don't know if either of you have had this phenomenon happen to you, but now that I'm retired, I've had it happen to me a number of times. You know how when you play too many video games, like too much Call of Duty, or like you have some stupid game on your phone that you're just playing way too much, and then you go to sleep and you dream about that game? That happens to me on occasion. And I will say it's because I play too much of it. So when I sleep at night, I have nightmares about you draining 30-foot birdies on me, because that's how many times this fucking happened.
I wasn't trying to open a wound, but I'm just...
The last time we played golf together, we're on 18, and my partner is upset because
well, you guys are down, I think, probably a good amount at the time.
we're down significant.
And then you just doubled it for the
And
last
he
12.
hit his on the green, but he hit it pretty long. He was like 20 feet with like a crazy downhill screamer.
No, he was even a little further. Even he might be like 25 because I was about 20 some feet. And
I thought
was
you were
after
like
him.
30 feet or whatever.
No, because I was after him. That's how I know.
Oh, gotcha. You're right. And I hit one of the best iron shots of the day, I thought, and I was like, oh, this is all over the stick. This is going to go in the hole. And then it ending up on the fringe on the front. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Sweet.
You hit a good putt though.
And then you hit yours like,
it was just a tad right of you.
it was right and maybe like 5 feet closer.
Yeah.
Well, actually, maybe not closer. I don't know.
It was a tad closer. It was not a lot.
But my partner was pissed. And he's like, damn it, we aren't going to win it now. We aren't going to do this. I'm like, bro, relax. Woody's got like 300 feet on this putt. It ain't going in. Just don't even worry about it. And he goes, no, this happens all the time. He does this shit all the time. I'm like, Blake, relax. Or sorry, Guy, relax. I don't want to name names.
It was Blake.
Just relax, bro. He's going to miss it. And then he hit his putt and you look at me. And
No. First, you said there's no chance, and I heard you say that.
Yeah, that's how it happens for sure. Every time.
And I said, oh, really? I go, I'm going to make this. I can't remember if I said I was going to rip your throat out, but I said something to that extent. And then go ahead. Then I hit the putt.
Yeah. So Blake hits his, and he just misses.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, oh, now it's going in. And I'm looking at you like, you're so full of shit. Bro, the tour make percentage of this putt is like 12% on tour.
I knew it was going in too. It was going in.
And he fucking drains it like it was a 3-foot putt. I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? 12% on tour. You're just like, no, This is 100%.
Blake was not pleased.
No, he wasn't. He was not happy.
And then Croker and I just celebrated.
Blake goes, I'm not playing with Croker anymore.
It's like,
because what did Croker shoot? Like a 73 or something? He goes,
no.
How the fuck does Croker
No,
get 7 strokes?
He shot like 77 or 78, but it was for that early in the year. That's a good round.
Yeah. To be fair, from Blake's perspective though, because he hasn't played with Crow a lot. Every time he plays with Crow,
he does play good.
He has a miracle day.
For some
like Blake
reason,
pisses him off or something.
Which
I get that. Which I get it. He pisses me off too, but you know.
But we still love him.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. So kids, there's the story. Enjoy golf and also hate golf at the same time, because that's life.